Okie dokie. So, let's get started on the review that I promised. Whoops. There we go. I'll edit out that later. Not. God, I've been outside shooting with this lens much of the day, and yesterday, and day before yesterday. A lot of testing. No one's going to accuse me of doing anything less than a thorough test on the 24-70 2.8 G2 TAMRON lens. This is for Nikon mount. $1,200. I'm not going to go over many specs because you can get that any bloody where. $600 cheaper than the comparable Nikkor 24-70 G, not the VRG, which is an inferior lens, larger and less sharp, oddly enough. The more modern version is less sharp. Makes plenty of sense. Not. I actually have a true lock switch on the front lens hood on this, which is really nice for everybody that's actually lost the lens hood. One of these 17 elements, 1.2 feet minimum focusing distance, 2 pounds, a little over 900 grams. One of the nice features actually has a lock on the actual zoom, where you can lock it in at 24. Additionally, so I'm glad Tamron listened on the design flaw, like on the 70-200, where the actual buttons, the on-off and the VR switch, in this case VC, VR, same thing. Vibration control do not stick up too far. Only got two switches, manual focus, autofocus, and vibration control, and no vibration control. Did I mention it's $600 cheaper than Nikkor and more compact? We have a true ring ultrasonic motor in here, as Tamron calls it USD. And it has VR. The Nikkor does not have VR. Great bokeh. Someone commented that they thought they saw onion ring bokeh, not in my shot, but someone else's, but I did not see any onion ring bokeh. Actually, the bokeh out of this lens was surprisingly good. Surprisingly. It's reminiscent of old Carl Zeiss Jenna Tesser, which is really nice and bubbly, puffy. Circular background speculars on this lens, which is really nice. That was actually surprising. Decent macro contrast, typical of any zoom lens. I mean, you're not expecting anything out of a 17 element zoom lens, whether it's Tamron or Nikon or anybody else. Better saturation, just slightly, between this and the Nikkor 24-70 2.8. Faster autofocus than the Nikkor, not blazingly flash like the 70-200 2.8, which you need for speed. This is more of a portrait lens, wedding lens, low action event lens, indoor event, or even outdoor. The only thing that other people were griping about, and they had to do that for the larger ring ultrasonic to keep it in line with the body design, is the freaky deaky 82mm front lens hood, which means you have to buy a non-77mm, i.e. an 82mm front filter for this lens. It's actually sharper than the Nikkor is at 35. Now let me tell you what, a lot of people do testing on resolution, they'll go back and forth like, this one's sharper. I spent over 2 hours today testing resolution between 3 different camera bodies, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You can't just go back and forth and go, oh, this one's sharp. I mean, you have to test a wide sample margin and then come up with the mean result for both. It's like, well, okay, I've got tons of test shots back and forth. This is the best, the best that they got out of this one. It's the best we got over here. So it is sharper than the Nikkor at 35mm, and I test both near and far ends, both at 50, 65mm, and at 30mm. Tiny, tiny hair less, and I mean extreme pixel peeping. Extreme pixel peeping. Anybody else brings up both shots on the screen, they'll never see it at 65mm, just a hair less resolution at 65 at 2.8 on the Tamron, and by negligible I mean next to nothing. So, but I did think I would mention that it does, like most Tamrons, including the 70-200 and the 15-30 and the latest Tamron primes, including the 85, 45, and 35, has a slight bit of cyan shift. It's not blue. Someone says the Tamron's latest lenses are blue shifted. They're not. They're cyan shifted. Easy to fix in post. It's very minor. Most people wouldn't see it. I spot it immediately, so I guess my eyes are attuned to see a slight color shift natively. All the shots that I upload, I've uploaded quite a few shots. There's links below. Are straight out of camera, totally unedited. Done a lot of testing. I did testing today on the Nikon D810. There's no vignetting on this lens, even at 2.8 in any focal length. Hunky-dunky, full frame, 36 megapixel Nikon D810. Did lots of testing on it, the D500, including a Nikon D3, oddly enough, an old 12 megapixel camera. 10 out of 10 on handling, 9.5 out of 10 for image and image rendering, 10 out of 10 for build quality, and a 10 out of 10 absolutely damn sure for value on the Tamron. Absolutely incredible. Now, Let me point out something really important to you if you're not familiar with what the hell I did on the last Tamron lens that I tested. Because Tamron doesn't do anything for me. It's like, oh, you know, all these Tamron lenses can't be better than Nikon. Well, you know, I let them speak for themselves. Here's the case. Let me give you the lowdown on what happened many months ago. I tested this lens. I was the first person to test it. It's the inexpensive but high-value Tamron new 7200 2.8 G2. And I said, it is better than the Nikkor. And I had a lot of people tell me I was full of crap because I was the first person to say, there's no way it could be better than this really, really expensive FL 2.8 Nikkor. Really expensive. Because a lot of people will be like, well, you can't afford that lens. That's why you just think the cheap one's better. I own both of them. Okay? And another photography channel told me I was full of SHIT. Oh, he's full of, yeah, guy with the big, you know. And then like 2 weeks later, he tested it, and he came to the same conclusion. Oh my God, this lens is amazing. Yeah, the fat tattooed guy was right. Because someone will just own one lens, like, it's better than that really expensive lens, which I can't afford, but I own both of them, all right? So I was dead right on that, and I'm dead right on this. Everybody that bought the 15 and 30, there's always someone to gripe. I think it was like one person and countless thousands to gripe, and I think they just got a bad copy. It's a bad copy of everything out there on the 1530. I named this Lens of the Year for 2015-2016. I'm naming right now Lens of the Year for 2017, the Tamron 2470. By the way, really, really importantly, when everybody said Tamron's going to hate me for saying this, by the way, is Paula listening? You're like, who? She knows who she is. Are you listening, Paula? Not on this part. I was just saying hey to Paula. Hey! I know she's watching. She probably hates watching me. Nobody likes watching the fat tattooed guy. I told everybody many, many months ago, and you can go back in my videos, which you don't want to do, but there's plenty of confirmation. I said, don't buy the 24-70 Tamron, the earlier version. Why? You know, it's cheap, and you know, there's a lot of cheap users. I said, don't buy it. I said, Tamron's going to come out with an... How do you know? There's no information. I said, trust me, I know. Tamron's coming out with a new... Not that Tamron told me. I knew there was a new copy because this came out, like, holy shit. This came out, holy crap. I knew this lens was coming, and I was 100% dead right. It blows the hell out of the old version. God forbid you own the old version. Get rid of it now before people figure out how good this is. Get rid of it. That's the one only time in 4,000 videos I've told someone to get rid of something, because it's actually unethical for me to say, you know, go sell your stuff. I don't do that ever. This is one time when I say, if you got that lens, sell it. Use that as a down payment for this. Sell it. Seriously. Sell the old 24-70 Tamron and buy this. That's the first time in any video I've ever said that. This lens is as good as the other two, which beat the Nikkor. It's like, well, this can't be better than the really expensive 14-24 Nikkor. Oh yeah, I own both. There's the other one right there. It can't be, this new lens can't be better than the 24-70 Nikkor, you know, the new Tamron. It is. I'm telling you, Tamron hit it out of the park. Tamron doesn't give me anything. They don't give me anything. Okay? It's not like, and by the way, I borrowed this lens, but I'm going to end up buying it. But I didn't borrow it from Tamron. I borrowed it from a camera company, camera store. Thanks, Stuart Honickman. His name's Stuart Honickman, for letting me borrow this. Thank you, Stuart. I told him I'd give him a shout out. Thank you, Stuart. You're awesome. Thank you, Stuart. Wow, this lens is epic. And I don't really say that. Did I mention it's shorter? By the way, there is a true ring ultrasonic in this. Now, I made many videos telling you that just because it says silent wave motor on Nikon doesn't mean it's really, however, this is a true silent wave motor. I always hated how long and obnoxiously proboscis this lens was, actually hanging off my Nikon camera. This one's a pure joy. Even though it's fatter, it's shorter. Of course, it does zoom out, but so this zooms out as well. Here we go. Let's take it from 24-70. That's as far as it goes. Here's 70. There's 24. Two switches, autofocus manual, vibration control off and on. Whew. It's a winner. As I said, it is sharper than the Nikkor at 35, equally sharp at 50, and it is absolutely hardcore pixel peeping, slightly softer at 2.8 at 65 and above than the Nikkor, But I'm talking hardcore pixel peeping. No one else would notice it. Every image that I posted, got some links below, are straight out of camera, untouched, unedited. Tamron crucified it! I'm telling you flat out right now, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. Go out and buy it. I've got, oh my god, many hundreds of lens videos. There are less than about, I know for a fact there's less than 10 videos where I say, go out and buy it. Out of 4,000 videos, many hundreds of lens review videos, there are less than 10 where I say, go out and buy it. And this is one of them. And I actually named this Lens of the Year. There could be another one. If another company rolls out something super awesome, there could be more than one Lens of the Year, but this is now Lens of the Year for 2017. By the way, did I mention it's not only designed in Japan, it's made in Japan. Even the the 7200 Tamron says designed in Japan, but made in China. Not there's anything wrong with that. That's all okay. We like China. So that's it. I hope you like this video. No one, like I said, is going to accuse me of doing insufficient testing on this because I tested my ass off on this lens. I tested my ass off on it. Multiple cameras, lots of resolution testing. I walked all over the damn place, you know, with my feet hurting. I still got an injury on my Achilles heel from where a washing machine was dropped on me. You know, hurt my Achilles tendon, which takes a long time to heal. This is must-own lens. Tamron is going to sell the crap out of this lens, I assure you. Once the word drops, drop it. Not literally. Once the word drops in this lens, Tamron's going to sell the piss snot out of it. Piss snot. It's been over a year. I kid you not, the one question that irritated me most, kind of irritated me the most. Yeah, it did irritate me. Everybody goes, I want to get a Tamron 24/7, and I can't afford this thing, the Nikkor. I was like, no, don't buy that lens. Well, you love Tamron. You keep talking about how great Tamron was. You named this Lens of the Year, 2015. Tamron really loved me for saying that, which is the truth. It's Lens of the Year. It's better than the Nikkor. But why shouldn't I buy the Tamron 24/70? Not this one, but the old one. I said, don't buy it. Well, but why? You love Tamron. God, you reviewed their latest 70-200. You said it's the best thing since sex. I said, yeah, but don't buy it. There's a new one coming out. How do you know? Because I know. How do you know? Because I know. Well, how do you know? Because I know. Don't buy it. Now I won't get that question anymore. Yeah, I won't get that question anymore. Period. So, here we are. People are going to hate that. They're going to downvote it just for that sound. I hate you, but you made those kissy sounds in the microphone. I hate you. Good. As long as I do accurate, intelligent, logical lens reviews that are helpful to people. Hey! If you like this video because I busted my ass and my feet are killing me from being out sweating my fat butt off, you need to do that anyway, fat boy. You can always drop a donation to, $1 or $2 in the link below via PayPal, or like a fat pizza or something like that. Or you can tell me to jump off a cliff. But I crucified it on testing this lens. Okay? The Lord of lenses, the God of glass, has spoken on the new G2 Tamron 24/7. It's awesome! And Tamron is going to sell the crap out of it. Bye.